Yo, what's going on guys? It's Anime1 back here with a new video, and today I'm here with a new series of What If Naruto was neglected and was Shanks' reincarnation. So this is going to be a two-part series. One part is going to be coming out today, and the next part, well, it'll come out within 2 to 3 days if, things do go according to plan. So hopefully you guys will like this series, and yeah, like and subscribe to the channel, and without any delay, let's begin the video. We cut to the One Piece world where Shanks was lying down and, well, his whole body was covered in blood. Half of his crew was killed. And, well, why you may ask? He had battled Blackbeard and his 9 Titanic commanders all at once. Shanks had injured Blackbeard pretty severely as well. The battle was close, but at the end, Blackbeard had taken the victory. Shanks was looking at the sky. I guess this is it for me. Only one I can stop him now. Shanks thought as he looked at the sky, as the image of the boy that he gave the straw hat to appeared in his mind. Luffy, leave the rest to you, said Shanks as he closed his eyes and drifted off to the afterlife. After a few moments, Shanks opened his eyes to see that he was alive. Shanks immediately stood up as he noticed something. But he had both of his arms. The arm that he had sacrificed for Luffy, he had it back. That's strange, thought Shanks. But then he remembered. Blackbeard, Shanks thought, as he tried to find the man, but to his surprise, he was not anywhere near his crew or even the world that he recognized. Where am I? Thought Shanks, as he started to look around to see he was in a kind of a gutter-like place. He looked around. There was nothing there. But then he heard a sound of a child crying. This, thought Shanks, as he could see what was going on in the outside world. Meanwhile, in the outside world, Minato was going to perform the Reaper Death Seal, but Hiruzen Sarutobi has stopped him. Minato, you still have a lot of your life left. Raise your children along with Kushina. My life, on the other hand, my wife is dead. I know that much, that's for sure, said Hiruzen as Minato got his head down. I have nothing to live for now. You're the Hokage. Let me do this. At least this way I can join my wife, said Hiruzen as Minato just nodded. Hiruzen went through hand sign. Reaper Death Seal, he said, as he sealed half of the chakra inside Menma, who was Naruto's brother, and the other half inside Naruto. While that happened, after some time, the village was now in a state of calm since their fourth Hokage was alive, but the village was also mourning because the third Hokage had sacrificed his life. Minato was, well, in the Hokage Tower, just looking at his two children, along with Jiraiya and Tsunade. So, what are you planning to do, Minato? Jiraiya asked. Minato just looked at him. It took me a while. Me and Kushina. She was against it, but, well, I convinced her anyways. We have decided that we'll push the entire Nine-Tails blame on Naruto, telling the village that he's the Jinchuriki, and to treat Menma as a hero. But why? Jiraiya asked. Why you're sacrificing one son for the other? It's not like I'm sacrificing them. I love them both at home, but it's something that I have to do. From what information I got, from what from what I checked in the seal too, Menma had gotten the maximum of the Nine Tails chakra, 80% of it, and which is true. I forgotly said that Hiruzen split the Nine Tails in half. That is not true. Menma does have 80% of the Nine Tails. So yeah, that is just to say something. As as Minato just as Jiraiya just looked at Minato. Oh, is that so? But what has that got to do anything with, you neglecting Naruto? Jiraiya said with his eyes narrowed at the fourth. But just the fourth just sighed. The QB, we need to get it under control. It may sound a little harsh, but that I'm turning my son into a weapon. But Jinchurikis at the end of the day are a weapon. Menma will be treated like a hero so that the Nine Tails doesn't go on a rampage. I've placed a protective seal even over the Reaper Death seal, but I'm still not sure. 80% of the Nine Tails chakra is so too much for a little infant born. That's why I'm doing this. I hope you understand, Sensei. Jiraiya just sighed. Fine, do as you please, said Jiraiya. A few years time skip. As Naruto was running out of the alleyway, as he saw, shit, thought Naruto. As he was running, soon a kunai stabbed at his leg. Crap, he thought, as he looked above to see shinobis with their headband. But it was not a leaf headband, it was the headband of the Stone Village. Crap, thought Naruto, as he was trying to do something. He was 4 years old currently. His parents were somewhat biased because they always supported Menma whenever they had a fight. They really never cared about him truly, but I guess he could just be thankful enough to have head over a shelter over his head and food to eat. That was that he could something that he could, always be thankful for. But right now, the situation was not good. You're the fourth brat, just by looking at you, you can say. You look a lot like him, just with red hair. Said the Eva ninja as Naruto looked at him. You bastards. You once to take revenge on my father for what he did to you in the third grade Shinobi War, don't you? Said Naruto, as the man just smiled deviously. You are quite smart for your age. Yes, we'll take you as a hostage and then we'll compensate for what the fourth did to our village. Said one of the ninjas. He went to grab Naruto, but soon lightning sparkles stopped him from grabbing him. In front of him was an Anbu with a dog mask. You are, said the Eva ninja as he saw the glowing red eye inside the mask. One of them was. Shit, it's the copy ninja, said one of the Eva ninjas as they tried to flee. Before anything, Naruto heard sound of 1,000 chirping birds, and soon both of the ninjas were dead. As Kakashi looked back at Naruto. Ah, thank God Sensei told me to guard you. You always run off, Naruto. Let's go back, he said, as Naruto nodded, as Kakashi gave him a piggyback ride towards the home. As soon as they reached home, Kushina immediately came up to Naruto. Kakashi, what happened? She asked. Kakashi explained everything to her, as Kushina looked at Naruto. Thank God you're safe. But don't go running off like that again, Naruto. Am I clear? She said. Naruto just gave her a nod. Meanwhile, Minma was in the living room, not giving a crap about what happened to his brother. He was the child of prophecy, after all. Shanks was inside Naruto seeing this entire scene. Huh. This world is sort of similar to, our world, said Shanks, as he heard a growl. Tch, don't be ridiculous. The world that you have explained to me is somewhat worse than this world, said the QB as Shanks looked back at him. They had become quite buddies in these 4 years. Shanks had told his entire story to the QB since they both had nothing to do, and so did the QB about the ninja world to the Shanks, as they both became quite good friends. So, can this brat use your powers, Haki and all of that? Said Kurama as he looked at Shanks. Shanks thought about it. Technically, he should be able to if I teach him. He should be able to have Haki since I'm sort of, reincarnated into him, but whatever, thought Shanks. I don't have the opportunity to contact the boy, so whatever. But I'm seeing what happening and it's not good. Thought Shanks as the cubie could even hear Shanks's thoughts. Yes, they're neglecting him for the other brat. Isn't that what you're thinking? Said Kurama as Shanks nodded. Yes, but he looks quite similar to me. He's quite handsome. Won't you agree, QB? Said Shanks as the QB just scowled. Tch, don't be ridiculous. Well, whatever. If the brat comes in contact with you, I would suggest you teach him whatever you know, said Kurama. He was so kind because, well, he was the good half of that fox, at least. So Shanks just nodded. Of course. I really do like Kid. And this brat reminds me of someone that I knew. He said as he thought of Kid Luffy. They're similar in so many ways, thought Shanks. Maybe this boy could be the joy boy of this world, thought Shanks as he thought about Luffy and the Nika fruit. Well, whatever, thought Shanks. There's no meaning thinking about it now, not like I'm gonna return to my world, he thought. 2 years later, Naruto and Minma were going to the academy. Now, they were well, not in the best of terms. Why? Because Menma was an arrogant fool, and Kushina and Minato always supported him no matter what. Any argument, they would take Menma's side, even when Menma was clearly at wrong, yet spoiled him rotten, saying that he was a child of prophecy since he had a secret power. He thought that was the QB, but in reality, only time would tell. As they both were going to the academy, most of the people were looking at Menma with a heroic look in his eyes, and at Naruto, well, just like a regular boy. They knew that he was the fourth son, and and somewhat they could say, well, blessingly, Minato didn't go through with his plans. He thought that would be a really bad idea after some thinking, and he didn't decided to tell the village that, Naruto was the 19th Jinchuriki and Menma didn't have any shit. Instead, he told the village that Menma was the 19th Jinchuriki, but he was his jailer. The third and himself both have sealed the Nine Tails inside of Menma, and that he would be able to use the fox's power, and the fox was completely under control of Menma's wrath or something. And Menma was seen as a hero. That's why they all liked him. As soon as the boys entered the academy, a lot of girls went straight towards Menma. None of them went towards Naruto, as Naruto just sighed and sat on his seat, just looking out of the window. Well, he could sense something. Well, it was strange. It was as if he had a sensory power that most didn't. He knew that he was an Uzumaki and that his mother had incredible sensing power, but his was just something on a completely different level. He just couldn't put his finger on it. It's like I can even see the future at some point, thought Naruto. Whenever he would spar with Menma, he would let Menma win, but in reality, Naruto could easily defeat him. Why? It was like he could see Menma's each and every single movement coming at him, even before Menma himself knew what he was doing. That's kind of crazy. Do I have some kind of insane sensory abilities? Although Uzumaki in ancient time, thought Naruto, he couldn't help it. He was still a child. So after that, the teacher came in and the star class started. After that, Naruto continued to train, and soon he became one of the top students in his class. He didn't, well, really even try to become the top student, he just kind of did. He was only behind the likes of Sasuke and Menma in the academy. He was the third highest scoring student in the class, so that was that. The Uchiha massacre also didn't happen during this timeline because Minato is alive, and he could tell everyone that Obito was the one who did the fucking, the Nine Tails releasing kind of thing, and he was Madara and all that stuff. So I don't really think that the village would really you know, push back the Uchihas. And Minato, unlike the third, is not someone who's a softie and will just let Danzo do whatever the fuck he wants to. So I do think that Danzo would not really kind of speak when Minato is the Hokage. So I don't think the Uchiha massacre will really happen. And Minato and Fugaku, and it was shown that they really do have a good relationship. So yeah, that's that. But that's outside of the point. Menma and Naruto were the ones who called up. It was because it was a sparring match. And again, Naruto could have easily defeated Menma. They were in the third year of the academy. It was something that he was looking forward to because soon he would be graduating, but he had to do this test. At least enough to pass. He had to show enough. So, he and Menma started sparring. He let Menma land 2 or 3 punches on him and landed 1 punch on Menma. According to teachers, even landing a single punch on Menma was quite a feat. So he just did that exactly and then passed the exam. He was the fourth in his class this time. Why? Because a girl named Suki Uchiha, well, sort of climbed the ranks pretty high and pretty soon. She was Shishui's sister, so that was to be expected. Suki, who was looking at Naruto with a grin, just, just stared at him. Ha! I beat you, loser, Suki said as Naruto just had a stoic look on his face as he ignored her. She got a scowl on her. She got a tick mark on her forehead. Hey, don't ignore me, she said. Naruto just walked away. It doesn't matter. The fact is that we are all gonna become ninjas, isn't it? Even if you graduated at the first or at as the dead last, said Naruto as Suki just looked at him as he pouted. That bastard. He's hiding something. I can always tell that he could defeat Menma. It's as if he can see what he's gonna do. Tatsuki. She always saw that Naruto was bored and not even really trying in his and Menma's fight. Other people were totally blinded by Menma being a so-called prodigy and defeating Naruto, that they could not see that the boy was truly bored. But some people did knew that Naruto was bored as hell when he fought Menma. It was as if the boy was not even trying, and still he landed few hits on Menma. Shikamaru was one of those few people who analyzed the situation logically, and so did Shino, and the last one was her. She also had analyzed the situation logically. Her big brother taught her that. That's why she could say that. In the Hokage's office, Minato was just looking at all the Jonis that were there. So, I'm gonna assign the teams right now. So, all the teams are almost canon as they were in the original story. Just 1 or 2 teams are not. Of one team is just not, as it was in the original story. So, let's get on with it. Team 7 is under the tutelage of Itachi Uchiha, and the team members are Sasuke Uchiha, Sai, and Sakura Haruno, said Minato as he looked at Itachi. Itachi smiled. At least Lord Hokage could understand that he wanted his brother on his team. That might be a little biased, but Itachi really didn't care. And then Team 11. It's gonna be under Kakashi's tutelage. Kakashi stepped forward. You're under your tutelage. There's gonna be Naruto, Menma, and Suki. Is that okay with Kakashi? Kakashi nodded. Well, yeah, that's okay, I guess. Kakashi said with a bored look on his face as Minato sighed. Don't fail them, Kakashi. Give them a chance at least. Well, Kakashi said as he gave his sensei an eye smile. If they pass my test, of course, I will not fail them. But if they don't, they will have to go back to the academy, said Kakashi as Mina's sweat dropped. Yeah, sure. You said that all for the past 5 years, and no team has ever passed, said Minato. As Kakashi rubbed the back of his head. Well, you could say that they were not ready, said Kakashi as Minato sighed. Fine. Uh, you all are to go to your assigned teams. Is that alright? Right now, said Minato as he glared at Kakashi. He knew that the boy would, well, delay whatever was coming. As Kakashi sighed. Yes, Lord Hokage, Kakashi said as he vanished in the sunshine. And then he looked at Itachi. Itachi nodded. He, why did he look at Itachi? Because he wanted to make sure that that Kakashi didn't wasn't late. Itachi quickly went after Kakashi, as Kakashi was at the rooftop of the academy as Itachi appeared beside him. You're not going to meet your students? Ah, shit. Why did Sensei send you after me? Said Kakashi as Itachi's sweat dropped. Oh, well, because he knew that you would do something like this, said Itachi as Kakashi gave him a nice smile. Well, since you're here, might as well go together, said Kakashi as Itachi nodded. Both Kakashi and Itachi disappeared and appeared in the classroom, where all the students were. Soon they took their students and went to the rooftop, and soon they started talking. Well, I would like to introduce yourself, all of yourselves. So, first, I'll go with myself. My name is Kakashi Hatake. My likes, I really don't feel like telling you. My dislikes, well, those are private. The things that are my hobby, well, you're not old enough to know that. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. And my goals, well, I don't have any, said Kakashi as all of their sweat dropped, especially Suki's. This bastard didn't even say us anything. Starred Menma and Suki at the same time. Naruto just yawned. Ah, well, I'll go first, said Naruto. My name is Naruto Uzumaki. Things I like, well, I guess nothing, said Naruto, as other sweat dropped. Is he trying to copy me? Said Kakashi in his mind. To pick my hobbies, well, you could say training somewhat. And then my dislikes, I don't have any in a way. Outside of maybe my family and the way they treat me and the biasness, yeah, that's all. My dream as well. I don't know about that. So North has other sweat drop. He only told us his name, which we already knew. We all thought at the same time. Menma went next. He just said that he wanted to become the Hokage, just pretty much similar to the original Naruto. And then we go to Suki. She said her name is Suki Uchiha. She liked things like her big brother, and she also side glanced at Naruto, if you know what I mean. And then her hobby is to become the strongest kunoichi, just like Tsunade and whatever. Kakashi looked at all of them and nodded. Fine. Tomorrow is going to be the bell test, by the way, and then if you all are, there's only 66% chance that you all will fail, and you're not to eat anything and come. If you do, you will fail automatically, and blah blah blah. So after that, the bell test happened. I really don't want to spend much time on that, as they're gonna pass. Of course, I'm not gonna make them fail. So Kakashi did pass them all, and then they went on their first mission, which is of course the land of the Wasteland mission, in which you might say that I'm neglecting the Sasuke and the other ones. They're really not that relevant in the story. So whatever. I have to make this a quick one. But in this training time, Kakashi had said to Naruto that he could try to contact whatever bit of Ninetales he had in him. And when Naruto tried to do so by going into his mindscape, instead of Ninetales, he met a red hair tall ass man with three scars over his eye. The man looked somewhat intimidating, but kind at the same time. Naruto asked the man who he was, and then the man introduced himself as Shanks. And Shanks then told Naruto that the ability that he could see into the future was what Shanks called observation hockey. Naruto had the advanced version of it since all of Shanks' abilities were pulling into Naruto. And then Shanks explained every type of hockey to Naruto, and then Shanks was also training Naruto in secret while this was going on. So, yeah, don't worry, I'm not gonna make Naruto fucking insanely powerful to begin with. It just right now, I'm gonna make him powerful as Shanks, but later on in the story. So don't worry about that. So whatever. So let's get on now with the story again. Uh, in the land of Wave, everything goes pretty much the same. Tazuna comes and then Kakashi and others go to the mission. The Demon Brothers attack, but Naruto just knocks them out with his Conqueror's Haki, which surprises Kakashi and Menma and Suki. As BK, now I would like to go in that conversation. Naruto, what was that? Kakashi asked, as he saw Naruto just glaring at those two and they were knocked out. Well, it's something that you would call Conqueror's Hockey, said Naruto as Kakashi looked at him. What in the world is that, Naruto? Kakashi said as he thought the boy had created his own new techniques. Well, you could say that I was born with this ability. Only someone with the kingly ambitions can have this ability, and I can just knock people out with it, supposedly, said Naruto as Kakashi's sweat dropped. Ah, yes, a very good definition, Naruto, Kakashi said as Naruto scratched the back of his head. Yeah, sensei. Well, whatever. Let's go on with the mission. Enma was side glancing at Naruto. How does that loser have that kind of ability? He just knocked those two Chunins out without even breaking a sweat. Is he just looked at them? Thought Menma. While Suki was also side glancing at Naruto. What was that? The definition that he gave, if it's correct, it's only him has that ability. Thought Suki. Kingly ambitions? Even she had kingly ambitions. Why didn't she have a cool ability to knock out their opponents with just a glance? Well, she could never understand Naruto in the first place. Soon, Zabuza attacks them, and then Kakashi is trapped into the water prison. Naruto, by using, since he's quite strong with observation, conquers and armament haki, along with the men Mansuki, who are also pretty strong, manage to free Kakashi, and then they go on their merry way to the land of Wave. Soon they meet Tazuna and Neri. Naruto, this time Menma bursts out at Iniri for saying that, he's giving up way too easily and that stuff. And then at last, we go to the land of Wave where Kakashi fights Zabuza, and Haku fights Menmasuki and Naruto. In this one, Menma and Suki were trapped inside the ice mirror while Naruto was protecting Tazuna. Naruto saw that, Menma and Suki's ass was getting quite, whipped in the ice mirror, so he went after them. After he went after them, Naruto left chapter by Tazuna to guard him, and well, that was that. Naruto also carries a sword, just like Shanks, because well, Shanks is the most powerful series man in the series that has a sword, outside of the likes of maybe Mihawk and Roger and stuff. All those series, Shanks is one of the most powerful swordsmen in the whole series, so I pretty sure the Naruto should carry a sword as well. Naruto coated his sword in armament haki and then completely broke the ice dome, and then entered the ice dome to see Suki and Menma on their backs with their completely exhausted needles sticking out of them. Then Naruto looked at Haku, and then because of his observation haki, he could see when Haku was gonna throw needles at him. He was able to dodge them pretty easily, even deflect them with his sword. Then Naruto just used his sword and his full strength, sort of emit a 360-degree slash to just break all the mirrors all at once with his armored Cody Haki sword. And then when Haku realized that something had happened, he had a sword pointed at his neck, with Naruto just saying, "Well, now that that is done, I'm pretty sure that you would surrender," said Naruto as his eyes looked at Haku. He released a bit of his Conqueror's Haki to, intimidate Haku, but looked like that didn't work very well. Well, that's interesting, thought Naruto as he looked at Haku, since the boy was not effective with his Conqueror's Haki. Then Naruto heard a strange sound. Not as strange, but he had heard it a few times before. That's thought Naruto. As so did Haku. Immediately went to, save Zabuza from Kakashi's Chidori. And Naruto, hearing the thousand chirping birds, just let Haku go. He just let it go since he dealing with it. Since and then everything goes the same. Uh, got thugs arrive. And Naruto just simply knocks all of them out with his Congress hockey. Then Naruto just looks at, just kills Gato because if you know the original series, James is a royal root to those who are, not in the path of justice and stuff. Shanks is pretty ruthless character overall. So Naruto would kill Gato and free the land of Wave, and the bridge would be called the Great Naruto Bridge. Hooray! This part is finished. So now that this part is finished, we can go to the next arc, which is the tuning exams arc. Here is where things start getting really interesting. Minato assigns them to the tuning exam. At this time, I would say Naruto, Menma, and Suki didn't make Gaara and the Sand team. They just enter the tuning exams to see the Genjutsu that was placed on the hall of the tuning exams, and then they enter the main exam hall. Three of them are smart enough to do the exams. Naruto, just with his observation haki, could sense the people's pencil movement, and then he just copied down their answers with observation haki. Suki was using her shotting gun, and then Menma, well, he was sort of similar to the original Naruto. Even if he didn't wrote anything, he would still pass. So then we go to the Forest of Death part of the exam. Again, the thing that I want to make clear here is, a lot of other fanfics, is that uh, Orochimaru attacking the Leaf Village for, um getting revenge, but I don't think he would do that in this case. Especially since the Uchihas are alive, I don't think he would specifically go after Sasuke or Suki in this case, since most of the clan is alive. So yeah, that's that. So yeah, let's get on with the further information. Um, After that is done, we can go on with the information that Naruto and the others pretty much breeze the Forest of Death part, and then they go to the preliminary rounds. Um, I really don't want to get into the fights of whoever. I'll just get into Naruto's fight, which I had actually planned pretty nicely. So hopefully you guys will enjoy it. So Naruto will be battling Kangro. Naruto would step down along with Kankuro since they both needed to go to the next round. That is the final round of the tuning exams. And then Kankuro would just, kind of try to taunt Naruto. And Naruto would simply not give a damn. He would not care. Like, literally not care. His hair, red hair, would just flow around. And then Naruto would just unseat his sword and say, "Are you done?" As Kankuro would get ticked off and he would release his puppet. He would try to do everything to catch Naruto off guard, but with Naruto's observation haki, he would dodge every single one of Conqueror's poisonous and needles and all of that puppet attacks, and then he would slowly realize that Conqueror's, this whole puppet thing, he would have a chakra sting attached to it, so that, and then he would use his sword to just cut out the chakra string of the puppet, and then destroy the puppet afterwards. By doing that, Conqueror, not realizing that he really doesn't have his puppet anymore, would just kind of forfeit since he knew he cannot win. And then Naruto would win that level of tournament. And I didn't mention how they went to the Forest of Death pretty easily. Most of the Geni, their people are Genins, and Naruto can just knock them out with his Conqueror's Haki. So that was that. I don't think any objections would be to that statement. So now we can go for the finals of the tuning exams. This rounds, and since it's not gonna be much, Menma would be Menma will be battling Neji like in the original, which not Menma would win with pretty ease. Even if I'm slandering Menma a lot, he is still strong. He's still trained by Minato and Kushina, so that's that. And then we would come with fight between two Uchihas, that is Sasuke and Suki's fight, and that would happen, and I'm pretty sure you already know who's the winner. Sorry to all the Suki fans that were expecting her to win. Sasuke actually won because he is trained by Itachi in this timeline, and Suki's teacher as well, Kakashi, so you can get the image of what's going on. Naruto would come down to fight, and also Shikamaru does fight Temari, so that's that. Naruto would come down to fight Gaara. Naruto would use his full power in this case, that is using all of his advanced observation haki and advanced armament haki in this case. Everyone in the audience would be surprised of what Naruto's new supposed jutsu is, right? Because it's really not even a jutsu, it's just ability from a whole different world. Naruto would be really fast, since Shanks also is really fast. If you have not seen the clip of the movie Red, where Shanks kind of blitzes Kizaru, who is a character with light speed feats pretty easily. So I do think that Naruto would be able to bypass Gaara's stand and then pretty much defeat him with no problem. So Naruto would win that. Gaara would try to go in rage, but in this case, again, Orochimaru is not trying to invade the leaf. I do think that Naruto would, Gaara would not release Shikaku, and then nothing would happen in that long run. And Naruto would also give Gaara a little bit speech about friends and all that stuff to change his mind. Why am I changing Gaara's mind? Plot convenience, really, to be honest. Yeah, so that would happen. And again, Menma and Sasuke would battle, and then Menma would win that fight, and then Shikamaru and Naruto would battle, and then Naruto would win that fight because Shikamaru would just forfeit, since he would knew that he cannot defeat Naruto. So that would be that. And then after that, that whole Orsolal deal, then Menma and Naruto's final fight would begin. This time Naruto actually does go pretty hard on Menma. Menma does use the Nine Tails chakra, since he does have 80% of the chakra for a reason. And then that would happen, and then Naruto would win the fight pretty easily, since he is Shanks' reincarnation, and Shanks is sort of above all the Kages, including Minato, who doesn't have the Nine Tails. So yeah, that would be that. And soon after, the tuning exams gave the Sasuke retrieval arc, which in this case is simply not there. Tsunade is in the village, so that should not be any problem. So yeah, this is pretty much part one of Naruto. If Naruto was saying his reincarnation completed. I'm just sort of telling the summary of this entire thing. I'm not going into detail again. It's only a two-parted series, so I do want to complete this uh, in the time frame that I gave you guys that I would complete the series. So hopefully guys did like this video, and if you did, please like and subscribe to the channel and be patient for the next part of the video. Again, I do have something really big coming up and planning, and I'm working really hard on it, so hopefully you guys will enjoy that big thing that's coming up. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Goodbye, and have a nice day. Peace.